Hello, dear friends, Namaste, and that's RAMNEEK WIG in front of you. Friends, today I want to tell you about the importance of pranayama and food therapy. Pranayama and food therapy is a complete science in itself. It is helpful in the treatment of several diseases such as cancer, asthma, diabetes, high blood pressure, cardiovascular diseases, Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, liver disorders, kidney disorders, bipolar disorders, skin disorders, thyroid disorders, indigestion, constipation, sinusitis, migraine, and several others. Now, friends, let me tell you that I myself suffered from cancer 3 times. The first time I got cancer, this was way back in the year 1998. At that time, it was stage 2B, Hodgkin's lymphoma. That was the cancer. The doctors in India told me that the cure rate was 90%. I got my treatment done here in India. The treatment lasted for 6 months. After that, I could just lead a normal life for about 3 to 4 months, but the cancer came back. And I got a bone marrow transplant done in the United States in the year 2000 at UCI Medical Center, Orange County, close to Los Angeles. Even after the transplant, the cancer again came back in the year 2003. When it came back in the year 2003, it was so bad that my region just here, if you could see the collarbone, this collarbone also broke down right here. And this entire area became like a huge channel-like tunnel. It was so bad that you could put in a small cell phone like this big from here and take it out from here. It was all hollow. So the third time I got cancer, according to the doctors in India, the cure rate was not even 1%. I went along with my parents to the United States, to USC Medical Center, Los Angeles. There the doctors did tell me that they would give me some research treatment. But according to them, even after the treatment, the cancer would come back within 4 to 6 months. The cure rate, according to the doctors in the US, was practically negligible. So friends, I got some research treatment done in the United States in the year 2004. And after coming back from the US in the year 2004, I decided to resort to pranayama and food therapy. Friends, earlier to this, I had done a course called Diploma in Yoga and Naturopathy from a university in Delhi, and I had got a gold medal in that course. But friends, I had never implemented that knowledge of pranayama and food therapy onto myself. But now, since the doctors in the US had only given me 4 to 6 months, and that too was on the outer side, they were sure the cancer would come back in 6 months, I decided to opt for pranayama and food therapy. Friends, I made a set of 15 pranayamas for myself and started practicing them daily, morning and evening, 1 hour morning, 1 hour evening. And I also started getting very cautious of my eating habits. I had learned in my course, which was in Diploma in Yoga and Naturopathy, that whatever food you eat is either good or bad for your system. So I started eating those foodstuffs which had a very high ORAC value, that means a high antioxidant value. And I also started eating those foodstuffs which were anti-tumor in nature. So friends, time passed by and I went back to the doctor in the US after about 6 months. The doctor was quite surprised to see that the cancer was not back. He got all the scans done and he was quite surprised to see that the cancer was not back. He asked me, "Mr. Wig, have you been up to something?" And my clear answer to him was, "Doctor, I'm just doing pranayama and I'm very cautious of my eating habits." And now friends, it's been over 11 years, the cancer never came back. And I still do those pranayamas 1 hour morning and 1 hour in the evening. And I'm very cautious of my eating habits. Friends, I must tell you here that pranayama and food therapy is a complete science in itself. Pranayama is a complete science in itself, and it is based on 4 pillars, which are namely this. If you can see this chart right in front of me, and it talks about the 4 pillars of pranayama: inhalation, internal retention, exhalation, and external retention. And the ratio between these 4 pillars is 1:4:2:4. That means if you inhale to the count of 4, you hold to the count of 16, you exhale to the count of 8, and you do external retention to the count of 16. Now, it is not necessary that all the 4 pillars will be used in all pranayamas. In some pranayamas, we might be using inhalation and exhalation only. In some, we might be using inhalation, internal retention, and exhalation. In some, we might be using inhalation, exhalation, and external retention. And in some, we might be using all the 4 pillars. But friends, remember, this ratio would remain the same always. That means you have to adhere to this ratio pattern no matter which pranayama you would be doing. The ratio would always remain as 1:4:2:4. Now friends, let me tell you that ratios form a very integral part of pranayama. When you hold your breath for a reasonable period of time, there's a lot of gases exchanges which takes place at the cellular level. After that, when you exhale very deep, your cells start opening up and they release the toxins out. That's how the rejuvenation begins at the cellular level. Now friends, I see many people doing pranayamas, but they are not doing it correctly. They are not adhering to the ratios. Now friends, remember to adhere to the ratios as you're doing pranayama. Secondly, friends, remember to do the pranayamas which are important for the disease you're suffering from. Now friends, if 4 patients come to me, one with cancer, one with diabetes, one with asthma, and one with high blood pressure, and if I tell each one of them 5 pranayamas to do, there might not be even one pranayama which is similar. There would be 5 different pranayamas for a patient suffering from diabetes, 5 different from a patient suffering from cardiovascular diseases, 5 different for a person suffering from asthma, and 5 different from a person suffering from cancer. Now friends, you got to remember that pranayama is a complete science in itself, and it is based on these 4 pillars which I just spoke about. Another important rule, friends, you got to remember that in pranayama you've got to always do abdominal breathing. Now I see many patients coming to me, and when I see that they are doing chest breathing, the first thing I have to point out is that friends, first shift to abdominal breathing, because abdominal breathing is the only way how you can rejuvenate your cells. Thirdly, friends, remember, the third golden principle of pranayama is, here are the 3 golden principles. The third golden principle of pranayama is to follow the bandhas. Now bandhas are the locks what we form in our body. These are the pressure locks which we form in our body so that we can pressurize our cells to a greater degree and the rejuvenation takes place. A standard rule about the bandhas is that whenever you are doing internal retention, you got to apply Jalandhar, and whenever you're doing external retention, you got to apply all the 3 bandhas. These are the golden rules of pranayama. Now friends, again you got to keep in your mind that you've got to follow the safety precautions while doing pranayama. I see many people doing pranayama, but they are not following the safety precautions. Now friends, I've written various books on pranayama, and in my book titled The Miracles of Pranayama, there's a separate chapter on safety precautions. Now friends, if you are suffering from any of these 9 ailments, you've got to follow the safety precautions. Remember that. The 9 ailments in which you've got to follow the safety precautions are: number 1, cardiovascular diseases; number 2, high blood pressure; number 3, asthma; number 4, hernia; number 5, cervical spondylosis; number 6, any back related problem like any spinal injury; number 7, any abdominal surgery which has been done in the last 3 months; number 8, pregnant ladies; and number 9, ladies during their monthly cycles. So friends, you got to remember that you have to follow the safety precaution. Many people are doing pranayamas, but they are not following the safety precautions. Friends, I have written 14 books, and most of them are on pranayama. These are the books written by me: The Miracles of Pranayama, The Healing Power of Fruits, The Secrets of Good Health, The Joy of Meditation, The Secrets of Happiness, Pranayama for Teenagers, Believe in Being a Winner, Pranayama to Beat Stress, Win Over Cancer, Happiness Lies in Your Attitude, Be Happy Every Day. I have written 3 books in Hindi. They are Pranayam Ke Chamatkar, Pranayam Dwara Tanav Ko Maat, and Cancer Ko Maat. So friends, You got to remember that pranayama is a complete science in itself, and you've got to follow the rules. Friends, in my book titled The Miracles of Pranayama, I have given a separate chapter to guidelines for doing pranayama. Now, there are many people who are doing pranayamas, but they are not doing it correctly. For example, a few months back I was in the United States and I met some guy known as Mr. John. I was taking a workshop called The Miracles of Pranayama and Food Therapy. And this young boy John came up to me and said, Mr. Wig, you know, I can do Kapalbhati 500 times. I told him, John, why don't you show it to me? How do you do it? And he did it something like this. And I told John, listen John, you're doing it very slowly. This is not what you got to do like. Kapalbhati has to be done very forcefully. The force with which you exhale should be of such great intensity that if you keep your palm about 6 inches away from your nostrils, you should feel the pressure of air in your palm region as you exhale the air out. And secondly, in Kapalbhati, you've just got to do forceful exhalations. Inhalation should happen on its own. So friends, remember, you've got to do pranayamas correctly. And then you've got to follow the ratios. If you're not following this ratio pattern, you are never going to get any results out of it. So friends, remember to do the pranayamas which are important for the disease you're suffering from. Remember to follow the ratios. Remember to do abdominal breathing in pranayama, and remember to apply the bandhas when necessary. Friends, now let me talk something about food therapy. Now the important concept in food therapy is that whatever food you eat is either good or bad for your system. There is going to be no food stuff which will have a neutral effect. So you got to remember that make it a habit to try to eat more of fresh fruits and vegetables. Try to eat more of nuts and seeds, salads, sprouts, whole wheat items, legumes, lentils. These are going to be good for you. Fruits like berries. It could be cranberry, blackberry, acai berry, blueberry. Fruits like pomegranate. Fruits like grapes, apples. They've got a very high antioxidant value. That means a great ORAC value, which means oxygen radical absorbance capacity. To try to increase your intake of such fruits and vegetables. Then try to have prunes and raisins as snacking. Go for smart snacking rather than easy snacking. I normally see people taking up a bag of chips or biscuits or donuts to stuff their stomach, but that's not good, friends. Got to go for smart snacking. Go for prunes, go for raisins, go for walnuts, go for almonds, go for sunflower seeds, or go for pumpkin seed. This is called smart snacking. So friends, remember to go for smart snacking. And friends, very important thing, no matter which disease you might be suffering from, never let your enthusiasm fade away. Utsaah, which is called in Hindi, and in English we call it enthusiasm. So friends, enthusiasm is your biggest factor. It can save you from any ailment in this world. So friends, never give up. Have a positive attitude towards life. Friends, you can see me. The third time I got cancer, the cure rate was not even 1%. And here I am in front of you. It's been 11 years and I am cancer free. I'm totally healthy. Friends, I have never given up faith in God. I have full faith in God. And I've always had a very positive attitude towards life. I've always tried to create my own enthusiasm. So friends, go for movies, go for a coffee shop, go enjoy yourself, go for short vacations, but never let your enthusiasm fade away, because enthusiasm is a big factor. It helps us to come out as a winner. Now friends, I conduct various courses. You can see this chart right in front of me, this one. I conduct various courses at my centers in New Delhi. And these courses are also conducted over the Skype internet. Friends, I also have a residential center at New Delhi at GK1. So if you want to come for these courses, you can stay at our center. Friends, the courses which I conduct are the following. The first course is called Disease Specific Course on Pranayama and Food Therapy. And this course has 10 classes. The second course is called Basic Course on Pranayama and Food Therapy. This has got 8 classes. The third course is Advanced Course on Pranayama and Food Therapy. This has again got 8 classes. The fourth course is called Basic Course on Meditation. This has 6 classes. And the fifth course is called Teachers Training Course on Pranayama, Food Therapy and Meditation, and this has got 22 classes. Now friends, you can take up any of these courses, and all these courses are conducted by me over the Skype internet also. They're also conducted at my centers at GK1 and GK2 New Delhi. So friends, if you are interested in doing this course, you can directly get in touch with me. My personal cell number is +91, which is the code of India, and my number is 9910178140. I'll again repeat that for you. My personal cell number is +91 9910178140. Friends, I live at New Delhi, GK2. So friends, if you have any queries, you can directly get in touch with me personally. If you're wanting to take up these courses over the Skype, you can send an email to my center and someone will reply back to you very soon. The email address is yogaenjoyment@gmail.com, which is yogaenjoyment@gmail.com. Friends, I have over 435 videos on YouTube, so you can check me out there also. My YouTube address is youtube.com/yogaguru RAMNEEK WIG. And friends, I have a website. The address is www.ramneekwig.com, so you can check me out on my website. Friends, I have a page on Facebook, and the address is facebook.com/The Miracles of Pranayama and Food Therapy. Friends, I also send daily health tips through WhatsApp service, which is the broadcasting service of WhatsApp. So friends, if you're interested in getting daily health tips, you can send a WhatsApp to my personal cell number, which is +91 9910178140, and you can request for daily health tips. And friends, remember to store this number in your mobile directly also, because in order to get the daily health tips, the receiver should have the sender's number in his or her mobile directory also. So friends, remember to store this number +91 9910178140 in your mobile directory. Friends, if you have any queries, I am there with you. You can directly get in touch with me. My personal cell number is +91 9910178140. If you're directly calling from India, you don't need to dial +91 ahead then. If you're directly calling from India, you can just dial 09910178140. Friends, do have a great day ahead, and remember to follow the guidelines for pranayama. Again, let me tell you one thing more before I close this session, that in pranayama there's a simple rule, which is regularity of practice. Skipping a day amounts to skipping a week. So never skip a single day of your pranayama practice. Friends, do have a great day ahead, and that was RAMNEEK WIG in front of you. Namaste, and do take care.